Mental health is an issue that all too often gets swept under the rug. So many want to avoid the stigma that comes along with this sensitive issue, especially in underserved and minority communities. But the city of Rancho Cucamonga is now addressing this issue with a new educational initiative that is emerging in the community.
There's a lot of different diagnoses, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder. There's just a ton, unfortunately. There's a ton.
This special event was recently held at Los Amigos Elementary, where parents and local residents were invited to be part of a presentation that confronted this issue and gave participants a vast array of practical resources.
So mental health is also a stigmatized issue. It's something that most people don't really want to talk about, especially in the Latino community here in Los Amigos area of Rancho. And so it's a stigma, and it really cuts across all cultures that it doesn't want to be spoken of, because it's always like, behind closed doors. No one wants to really, it's shameful. They don't want to be that person to say that they're feeling depressed or have anxiety. And so by really inviting the community and saying, hey, like, these are the symptoms, these are things that everyone can goes through them. And so we really targeted our message and the flyer to really invite them to just start the conversation. And it's really meant to broaden their view and learn more about the resources that are located here in the city.
Licensed family therapist Nicole Serrano was on hand to provide her professional perspective on how to find the resources to confront many of these difficult topics.
A lot of this information in and of itself is really difficult to talk about. People get, actually somebody had brought up how vulnerable it is to talk about these symptoms that we're discussing, and a lot of times this information isn't available in Spanish. So information about where do we get services, what is therapy, what is a psychiatrist, those words are really difficult. People tend to think they're psycho, that has that psychology type of word in it, so explaining that it's just a provider there to try to help them figure out what can help, what treatment would help them with their symptoms and things like that, what to do in a crisis, where to go for help, things like that.
Judging by reaction of those in attendance, the information provided was more than helpful.
She was very thorough. The presentation was in Spanish and English. We got a lot of information about where we could go. Also, there was a lot of explanation to reduce the stigma of mental illness, because when you hear that word, it's scary. And nobody wants to admit that maybe they might have something going on. And we all have something going on every once in a while, so it shouldn't be scary.
She brought a lot of flyers and information all around mental health, whether it's around suicide prevention, depression, behavioral health issues. She says that using the information she got, she feels empowered to share that with others, especially because she didn't know where to go before.
¿A dónde pueden acudir y qué es lo que deben de hacer?
To find out more resources and other upcoming events related to the topic of mental health, go online to healthyrc.com. From Los Amigos Elementary, this is J.R. Ibarra for HealthyRC.